Thank you to Verta Stargo for their generous donation on Patreon. If you'd like to join them in their generosity, the link to my Patreon page is in the description. Hello everyone. My name is Deckerlink, the trained unprofessional, and welcome back to Temptation's Ballad. I haven't recorded in a little while, my back was not cooperating with me, but now I'm back. And it is the second update. You might have just heard Bri laughing in the background. She's in the bedroom, but her doors are open, so you might hear that a little bit. But we are back with an update on Temptation's Ballad, aka Shirokoi, the creator of Repeat's second endeavor into the visual novel sphere. And I look forward to seeing what we've got. So let's see. This might actually work out better than I thought, Cole mused cheerfully. Dun da da dun da da dun dun da. Ooh. The next hour of Sid's morning was spent in a dizzying blur. He could feel his heart throbbing with excitement when this little hyena dragged him to the Adventuring Guild's reception to register themselves as a new adventuring party. Sid barely paid any attention during all the boring paperwork talk at the front desk. The idea of working with the son of Meryl Bonebreaker of all people was too ludicrous to even hope for, but here he was. His first morning of being an official adventurer was spent beside the son of his idol. Sid felt giddy just thinking about it. The kid was a lot scrawnier than he imagined, though. Nothing about him really screamed son of the greatest and most heroic mercenary of all time. Mom always said never to judge people by their appearance, though. Who knows? Maybe this little guy was a hero in the making. Come on, kid, you ready for your first adventuring job? Of course. What do you have in mind? Are we gonna go catch some bandits? Protect an heir from their nobility? Slay some demons? Oh, Shirokoi, your comedic timing is yet to disappoint me. Sid's excitement immediately deflated. Why am I spending hours loading crates onto a wagon? This isn't what I signed up for. More importantly, why aren't you helping? Light snores rumbled from inside the wagon as his new boss yawned and stretched. Cole Bonebreaker was lazily sprawled across a seat like a basking cat, cheerfully plucking his loot while Sid heaved another heavy load of cargo onto the wagon. Hey, who's the boss of our little adventuring party again? You're the one who agreed to these terms. My twig arms wouldn't be very helpful here anyway. I know, I just figured we'd be out in the city doing cool adventuring stuff instead of mundane labor. Sid remembered the crushing disappointment when Cole pulled the most boring-looking job from the Adventuring Guild bulletin board. Delivery help needed. Transport cargo from Craftsman Square to Shop in Town Square. Wagon will be provided. And so, the next hour was spent loading crates of arcane crystals to transport to Saul's arcane curiosities in the town square. Cole sat up and stretched leisurely with a yawn. Well, first of all, what did you expect? This is a job, and like all jobs, it's gonna be boring as hell sometimes. This ain't a fairy tale. Cole glanced at him skeptically. Plus, I ain't bringing an untrained greenhorn on a dangerous mission right off the bat. Today, we're gonna take things nice and easy. Bring home a little coin and avoid being a disappointment, capiche? Sid's shoulders slumped with a pout. I just thought this was a good chance to get away from my commoner life. His new boss sighed almost pitifully. Hey, keep your chin up, kid. You're still doing a real important job here. We're acting as guards for all this cargo in case someone tries to steal stuff. Crime's been on the rise ever since the king and queen croaked. And the city watch is useless as usual. Having a big buff guy like you at the helm does wonders for our safety. I can't do this without you. You're also pretty easy on the eyes. Sid couldn't help but perk up at the praise, though he wasn't sure what Cole mumbled under his breath. Really? You mean it? Sure, why not? Now hurry up and load the rest of the cargo. Will do, boss. In fact, I've just finished. The whole wagon shook as Sid hoisted a last wooden crate into the back. Oh, nice. Oh, wow, an inside shot of the wagon, even. Ambitious, man. You're writing a pretty awful big check with having so many different backgrounds. Cole squinted. The shopkeep gave us a wagon, but no horses. How am I supposed to haul this junk to town square? Sid stared at him blankly. What are you talking about? This is a horseless carriage. It's powered by magic. Cole's face lit up and he immediately scampered to the front of the wagon like a child enticed by candy. God, those fucking hips. Jesus Christ. Magic? Really? How does it work? Sid scratched his head as he hopped into the wagon next to his boss. What a strange little guy. You really don't know? Pretty much everyone uses arcane crystals for this kind of thing these days. Even folks who don't have talent for magic like me can use them. Sid gently tapped a crystal embed into the wood of the wagon. Suddenly, the crystal hummed with a gentle glow. A sharp, almost citrus scent of magic filled their noses as the wheels of the wagon slowly moved on its own, carrying its passengers and cargo down the street. Cole watched him with utter fascination. Wait, you telling me everyone uses these crystal doohickeys nowadays? I mean, yeah. Axia is the kingdom's biggest exporter of arcane crystals, after all. The royal family got their riches from mining them in the base of Mount Zenithar. I'm surprised you never used one before. Cole scowled and flopped onto his back as the wagon slowly rolled down the cobblestone street. Papa's a real old-fashioned magic hater. Nobody in the guild's allowed to do anything magic-y without Papa grilling their ass for an hour. And not in the fun way. Magic is such a widespread thing, though. Heck, even my mom knows a little and casts a few simple cantrips to help clean the kitchens. You can do magic too, right? Are you gonna get in trouble if Meryl finds out? Cole groaned and buried his face in his hands. In all honesty, probably not. Papa's gonna get that disappointed look on his face, but pretend everything's great and I'm perfect the way I am, and blah, blah, blah. But he'd still be disappointed on the inside. Same way he's disappointed his son grew up to be a weak, spineless pipsqueak, despite the fact that he's given me everything a father could possibly give. That's even worse than him hating me. At least I can call him an asshole if he's angry. Oh, and I hear Meryl Bonebreaker's such a big, loving guy. I'm sure if you had a chat with him, he'd understand. The short hyena scowled at him. Hey, you're supposed to be working for me, not be my life coach. Keep your eyes on the road. Alrighty. Yeesh. As the wagon approached the corner, Sid rubbed his palm against the crystal embedded in the wood. The wagon slowly turned right with the motion of his hand. Cole immediately leaned over his lap to get a better look. Whoa, wait a sec. Let me try driving. You just rub the crystal thingy and the cart moves with it? Sid suddenly found himself with an overly excited hyena on his lap as Cole curiously prodded the crystal on the wooden floor. This is going to end badly. Sid's face felt oddly warm. Was he catching something? Yeah, feelings! Oh, shit! He shook his head furiously to clear his thoughts. Something like that. Tell you what, if I let you drive the wagon, will you tell me more about Meryl Bonebreaker? Cole glanced up at him, unimpressed. Hey, who's the boss of this party again? I'll mess with the crystal doohickey if I want to. Cole squinted up at him, curious, suspiciously. You're awfully obsessed with Papa. You aren't one of those fanboys who keeps clogging up our mail, are you? No! Well, I may have said a letter or two occasionally. Hamish would like to have a word with you. He's tired of scavenging our bills from all the letters of people asking Papa to step on them.
I never wrote anything like that. Who in the world would want to be stepped on?
Cole snorted. Oh, yeah, poor innocent baby, you'd be surprised. Pop has all kinds of admirers.
Well, wow, I'm definitely not the stepping kind.
I've just been following Meryl's work for a while. The bards in my mom's tavern sing tales about him all the time. Cole glanced up from lying on Sid's lap and tilted his head curiously. What kind of stories are they singing? I've always wondered what regular folks think of Papa.
Meryl's pretty much a local legend. I grew up listening to stories about him. The bards sing about how Meryl started out as an infamous bandit who ransacked the nobility of their riches alongside his loyal right-hand man, Hamish. The two of them inspired countless worn and weary men to their cause. The group grew unstoppable as they pilfered riches from haughty nobles and gave back to broken and destitute corners of Axia. Meryl Bonebreaker spearheaded operations that single-handedly breathed life back into poverty-stricken communities everywhere. The nobles in City Watch were helpless to his might. Axia's knights spent countless years trying to throw him in prison, but they never managed to even slow him down. He's been hailed as a hero ever since.
Well, it depends on which bards you listen to. I've seen a few performances in the church district where folks were dancing around a bonfire of Papa's burning effigy.
About that, how in the world did Meryl manage to become an official mercenary guild without the City Watch knocking down his door?
Oh, they've tried. City Watch and Holy Knights barely stood a chance against Papa. His men were too well coordinated, and they basically danced circles around anyone trying to catch them. In a way, I'm pretty sure Hamish was the brain behind all their operations. After years of pillaging the rich and rebuilding the neglected parts of the city, the royal family struck a deal with Papa. They were basically like, please stop stealing and destroying our shit, and in return, we'll absolve you and your men of all the crimes and start actively funding the malnourished parts of the city like we're fucking supposed to. Please, please, please stop humiliating us in front of the entire city. And so Papa agreed, and officially formed the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Speaking of, I got a question for you. What do the normal folk think about Papa's name?
What? Meryl Bonebreaker? It's a rough and tumble name befitting a great mercenary.
Cole snorted comically. It's dumb. And this is coming from his son. I have a running theory that Papa renamed himself at some point, thinking it was cool.
Well, that is one of the many rumors the bards have been singing about.
Okay, I'm getting fucking tired. I keep turning off the goddamn system sounds, but you just feel like fucking deciding what I do and don't want to fucking do. Well, let me tell you quite clearly what I want to do. I want you to stop fucking turning on my system sounds. No? What other rumors are there?
Well, one story has it that Meryl was a savage child raised in the woods by feral animals. Another, conflicting account, says he was a nobleman's child who ran away and became a bandit in rebellion.
Bards do love spinning their tall tails. A giddy grin hung across Sid's face as he daydreamed about his idol.
What a legend. One day I hope to perform great heroic feats just like him.
Cole laughed and rolled his eyes in exasperation. You really are a fanboy.
So what? I just really admire his work. By the way, it's my turn to ask some questions. What's it like growing up as the son of Meryl Bonebreaker? It must be a lot more exciting than us commoners. Do you get to do cool missions all the time? Are you constantly going out on adventures and saving people?
It's cramped.
Huh?
Sid was startled as Cole suddenly rolled off his lap and crossed his arms with a frown. Papa and Hamish are the only ones in the guild with their own bedroom. All I've got is a little hammock in the living quarters with the rest of the mercs. The boys ain't exactly quiet. Not a shred of privacy whatsoever.
Well, at least you're never lonely.
You're an only child, aren't you?
Hey, you're an only child too.
I grew up with 30 other mercenary men in the Bonebreaker Guild. That's basically a whole set of annoying siblings. Cole glared at the ceiling of the wagon with a deep frown. Everyone's got their eyes on me, expecting me to fill Meryl Bonebreaker's shoes. But I'm a tiny guy. Papa's got huge feet. And he doesn't even wear shoes. I want to make Papa proud, but I'm not exactly the spitting image of a hero, am I? Cole's sigh echoed through the interior of the wagon. Sid glanced at the small hyena quietly. His brow was furrowed in deep frustration. It was simple to see these thoughts plagued him frequently. Sympathy welled in Sid's chest. A light silence hung in the air for several long moments, broken only by the rhythmic grind of wooden wheels rolling across the cobblestone road. Sid reached over and gingerly patted Cole on the head. "What are you doing?" Cole shot him a glare, as though debating whether to bite his fingers off or let him continue. I just thought that's just outlook doesn't fit you, boss. You may not be very heroic now, but it's never too late to grow. And hey, you've got me now. Oh shit! There it is! If you ever need a big guy to swing an axe for you, I've got your back. We'll both become something we can be proud of. The small hyena stared up at him as Sid continued to ruffle his hair. A small smile slowly twitched across his face. It felt strangely genuine. Oh, great. An optimist. I guess I'll be counting on you from now on. Don't let me down, big guy. Sid's chest felt warm as he nodded earnestly. Of course. You can count on me, boss. Aw. That's lovely. Oh, the poor fuck is still lost. Oh, Christ. Yeah. Oh, we're going to follow them. Town Square Plaza. I almost said pizza. Town Square Pizza. Can you tell I'm hungry? Oh. They're so upsetty spaghetti. Artemy groaned and buried her face in her hands. Where in the world was the royal palace entrance? She spent the last few hours stumbling about the city like a directionless duckling, wandering through countless unrecognizable plazas and streets. The massive royal palace castle was visible in the skyline, but even larger walls surrounded it with nary an entrance or gate in sight. The place was truly built like an impenetrable fortress. Artemy sighed in defeat. Perhaps I should have taken Knight Commander's advice and familiarized myself with the town first. He did mention that a shop in the market district was selling more of those cinnamon chocolate chip cookies. It was quite tempting to forget her task and simply explore the city for a while. Axia was bustling and full of life. Artemy had never seen so many people in her life. There were shopkeepers hastily organizing their wares, carefree shoppers strolling down the streets, and children laughing and chasing chickens across the grass. The city was much bigger than she had imagined. Artemy had never felt so small. She shook her head furiously and stomped down yet another street. I must stay focused on my task. I mustn't fuck. I mustn't fail the Knight Commander's trust. Perhaps I should ask for directions? No. What would people think of a clueless chosen one? This would surely reflect badly on the church. A pained cry echoing through a small alley startled Artemy from her thoughts. Huh? What was that? She rushed down the narrow alley toward the sound's source, a hand readied on her sword's hilt. Artemy turned the corner to find a young street urchin curled on a cobblestone floor. A small boy was clutching his knee and whimpering quietly. Oh, poor fuck. Young man, are you hurt?
Oh, hello, Miss Knight. I think I'm okay.
The boy attempted to stand, but his ankle gave out from under him. Artemy hastily caught the poor boy before he fell on his face again.
Alright, I guess I'm not as okay as I thought.
Little one, what happened to you?
Oh, it ain't nothing to be worried about. I was just digging through the trash here as usual, but I jumped out of the rubbish bin at a funny angle. The name's Emo, by the way. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
What a polite child. Do your parents know where you are, little one? You're in no state to walk. I'm happy to carry you home if you'd like. The young boy's face lit up.
That would be grand. Much appreciated, miss. My folks live just a few blocks away. You're a lifesaver, Miss Knight.
Artemy's face flushed as she scratched her cheek bashfully. I can't help but think this kid's gonna fucking steal something. Artemy's face flushed as she scratched her cheek bashfully. She was not used to such appreciation.
Think nothing of it. I'm simply performing my duties as a knight.
Artemy grinned as she tucked her leather box under her arm and allowed the young boy to climb on her back. Her delivery efforts today may have been unfulfilled so far, but at least she was able to help someone in need. The young cat hung comfortably on her back as they made their way out of the narrow alley.
All right, little one. If you'll point us to the direction of your home...
Oh, shit! A small paw suddenly flung a fistful of sand into her face as she stumbled backwards. She yelped as another hand roughly pressed more sand into her eyes, grinding it painfully into her skin.
What in the world are you doing?
What a sucker. I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book. You knights really are fuck you! You knights really are just a bunch of simpletons. Now, what goods are you carrying, missy?
Oh god, I had a bad feeling. While desperately trying to brush sand out of her eyes, Artemy felt the leather box slip from her grip. Oh, fuck! By the time she regained her vision, the young boy was making a mad dash down the street. For a moment, Artemy sat on the cobblestone floor, utterly stupefied.
What? How despicable!
Stop, thief! Damn, dude. Oh, is this where the paths merge? Or converge, I should say. Sid let out a dull groan as their wagon slowly creaked up a large hill, the town square finally coming into view.
Finally. I think I can see the shop from here.
This first mission of theirs was turning out to be a massive slog. Even Cole was snoring loudly in the back, having fallen asleep from the sheer boredom of their trip. Well, we there yet? Oh, damn it, I missed the wah. Hold on. I gotta do the wah. Sorry. Wah! He's in a Santa sleeping bag. 'Tis the season? It's August. The small hyena yawned and stretched lazily. Oh, good. Easy pay for easy work. Just what I was looking for. Sid sighed in disappointment and mumbled quietly to himself.
Yeah, easy.
He had really hoped his first as an adventurer would have had a little more excitement. The wagon suddenly shook and teetered precariously at the top of the hill as a small urchin boy crashed through the interior? Oh, Jesus, how fast was this boy running?
Help! Please! You've got to help me!
Whoa, what's happening? You can't be jumping into random people's carriages, kid. It's dangerous. Small urchin boy was shaking with fear as he cowered into a corner of the wagon in between the crates of crystals.
I'm so scared. This crazy lady was chasing me down the street. She had a big sword and shield and she was charging at me like she was gonna kill me. You gotta help me, please.
Sid instantly leapt to his feet.
Don't worry, kid. You're safe here with us adventurers. What kind of lady would threaten little children? Where is she, kid? I'll go give her a piece of my mind.
A hand seized the hem of his tunic and dragged him back to his seat. All right, time out. I know a farce when I see one. What are you carrying in that leather box, kid? Is it yours?
Yeah. It's an heirloom from my parents.
What kind of work do your parents do?
Huh? Well, they were stonemasons.
Cole squinted at him suspiciously. Stonemasons who can somehow afford leather so pompously expensive that it would make nobles wet themselves. Right, I completely believe you.
Hey, boss, lay off the kid, will ya? The poor thing's scared out of his mind.
You can't trust people just because they're small and cute.
Oh, I joined you, didn't I? Cole spluttered indignantly. Well, that's different. I was offering you a job. Oh, shit! Oh, God. Hello, everyone. Also, did you notice the kids all the way to the side? Probably gonna get away? Holy shit, fuck. Oh, God. They're all together. The wooden wagon shook once more as another figure barreled into the tightly cramped space. A short golden retriever knight panted heavily as she jabbed an accusatory finger at the cowering urchin. I finally caught you, thief! Return the stolen package immediately! Oh shit. Street urchin jumped. Oh god, they're going. They're going. The street urchin leaped into the back of the wagon behind several crates of crystals. Several crates were knocked over as the knight charged at him and tried to pin him down. The wooden wagon creaked and shook from the strain of the two furiously wrestling each other while screaming and shouting.
Ah, she's gonna kill me! You're not gonna leave a poor defenseless kid on his own, would you?
Of course not. Yes, we are. Now get out and take this outside. This stinky whale wagon can't hold as many people.
Boss, this is just cruel.
I didn't sign up for babysitting. Oh, fuck.
Jaw figures I'd run into a wagon full of shitheads. At least I want to feel bad about this.
Oh, fuck. Little urchin suddenly swung a clawed hand at the ceiling. A sharp ripping sound shredded through the air as a large swath of the wagon's canvas roof collapsed onto everyone's heads. Emo laughed as he watched Cole, Sid, and the knight struggle to throw the tattered cloth off themselves.
Serves you right. And looky here, you've got crates full of shiny gems in this old wagon. Don't mind if I help myself to a few. These should fetch me a good price with old Clyde.
Oh, Christ. How is he gonna get Oh, okay, he just opened the crates. I thought he was gonna pick up the crates. Like, really? Cole shuffled out from under the collapsed roof to see the urchin shove fistfuls of gems into his tattered pockets. Hey! Keep your grubby hands off our stuff! The urchin boy merely sneered and blew a raspberry at him.
Sucks to suck, ain't it? Well, I got what I came for. Time to get out of here. Good luck getting out of this mess.
The urchin swiped forcefully at the crystal embedded in the front of the wagon before leaping outside with a gleeful cackle. Harsh grinding noise filled the air as the magic suddenly surged into the wagon's wooden wheels. Oh, shit. The entire wagon suddenly shot forwards and barreled down the hill at breakneck speed. Cole felt himself get thrown back and tumble painfully onto the shaking floor. Cracks formed in the wood of the wagon bounced up and down to the cobblestone road. A strong hand suddenly grabbed Cole by the waist and pulled him protectively into Sid's chest. We're gonna crash! Everyone hold on to something! Motherfucker. Market District, Soul's Arcane Curiosities Shop. The storefront of Soul's Arcane Curiosities was peacefully quiet this morning. It ain't gonna be for long. Birds were chirping outside as customers leisurely perused the shelves of this humble shop. Just a very normal, peaceful morning. Oh my god! The entire eastern wall instantly caved in as a wagon filled with hundreds of pounds of arcane crystals barreled through the door. Books and potions flew off the shelves and splintered wood scattered everywhere. The shopkeeper and all the customers screamed and scrambled out of the building in an utter terror. There was a low groan from under the broken wood of the collapsed wagon. Sid threw a large slab of rubble off himself where he shielded Cole with his own body. He glanced down at the small hyena with concern.
We survived. Are you doing okay, boss?
Cole scratched his head and stared at the destroyed storefront. Well, the job did ask us to deliver the crystals to the shop. Guess this counts as mission complete?
I don't think we're getting paid for this, boss.
Well, fuck. There goes my plan for an easy work day. Papa's gonna be disappointed. Another pile of rubble fell apart as the young knight who had been in their wagon dug herself out. She was wheezing as she desperately scanned her surroundings.
That boy! Where is he?
That little shit ran off a while ago. I don't think you're gonna catch him anytime soon.
That can't be! I was supposed to deliver that package to the royal family. What do I tell Knight Commander?
He took a chance on me. I cannot fail him with such an important task. Mother was right. I really am the worst chosen in history.
Aw, cheer up, miss. Look on the bright side. Things could have gone worse.
Oh, Christ. Shouts suddenly surrounded the exterior of the shops as a loud alarm spell reverberated through the street in a shrill wail.
Halt, intruders! This is the City Watch! Drop your weapons and surrender immediately!
More footsteps rattled the storefront. Cole, Sid, and Artemy found themselves surrounded as half a dozen angry guards rushed into the destroyed shop. Cole reluctantly raised his hands in surrender. So much for an easy workday. Oh, damn! We got McFucking locked up. Shortly after being apprehended, the three of them were marched... The three of them? Artemy could have at least claimed that she was there on the scene to apprehend them. They fucking arrested a holy knight. Like, wouldn't they believe her? Like, what the fuck? Shortly after being apprehended, the three of them were marched into a small, shabby-looking jail that appeared woefully understaffed. The City Watch tossed them into an empty cell without a second thought, their complaints falling on deaf ears. There was cold and oppressively damp. Dim light poured through the narrow cell windows and barely illuminated the claustrophobic stone floor and walls. Cole groaned and rattled his cell doors in annoyance. Come on, Wes, we told you already. The little urchin brat broke our wagon and stole a bunch of shit. This is your chance to arrest the right guy for once and be a semi-competent sheriff. On the other side of the door, a tall figure swaggered up Cole with a huff. Oh, Christ.
I ain't falling for any more of your tricks, Bonebreaker. Especially when I finally caught you at last.
Cole rolled his eyes with a huff. You've arrested me like 20 times already.
27 times! 27 fucking times! 4 counts of thievery, 5 counts of disorderly conduct, and 18 counts of public indecency.
Just 18. Damn, you gotta put a little more effort into catching me in action.
What? Shut your trap, kid. After today, I won't need to. You're finally getting locked up for good.
Yeah, you've said the same thing the last 27 times. Sid gingerly poked his head out from behind Cole.
Hey, sir, not to interrupt or anything, but we were telling the truth. This kid jumped into our wagon.
You shut your trap, too. I don't trust any one of your associates, Cloudy Bonebreaker. Well, you adventurers are all the same.
Yeesh, what's this guy's deal?
It's a long story. His dad used to have beef with my papa back in the day,
and still do. For 20 long years, my father, the City Watch sheriff before me, worked to bring Meryl Bonebreaker to justice. Alas, that accursed bandit escaped the law and stayed just beyond my father's reach. Why the royal family chose to pardon you damn Bonebreakers is beyond me. But now, I will do what my father could not. Father may have failed to imprison Meryl Bonebreaker, but I sure as hell am going to succeed in arresting you.
Jeez, Wes, you gotta chill out with this family feud stuff. Just admit it. Adventurers are driving the City Watch out of business because we can basically do your job, but better. And so you have nothing better to do than chase after me. Wes growled and furiously stomped his feet.
Not in your wildest dreams! The City Watch is still a noble and essential part of the city, especially with crooks like you around.
Cole rolled his eyes and pretended not to hear him. You know, Wes, the last time you caught me for public indecency, you watched and waited a long time before arresting me. Could it be that you're just a big...
Absolutely not!
Wes's hat almost toppled off his head, and as he stumbled backwards, his face flushed red.
I ain't listening to any more of your nonsense. I've got work to do. Have fun rotting in jail, Bonebreaker!
And with that, the sheriff stomped down the hall and left them alone in their cold prison cell. Cole sighed and rubbed his temples. Turned toward Sid, who was glancing down at his boss aimlessly like a lost lamb. Well then, now that knucklehead sheriff's out of the way, let's figure out what to do from here. This day certainly didn't go the way I imagined.
Same here. I was hoping for some excitement, but I'd rather stay out of jail. Any chance they'd let us out?
Don't worry. Wes is kinda an idiot. I'm sure there's a way to worm ourselves out of here. Cole plopped down to a cold stone floor and groaned. More importantly, we're probably not getting paid by the shopkeeper for wrecking his store. What am I supposed to tell Papa now? I promised him I'd finish a job and bring some loot home.
That's what you're worried about?
Of course. This is the entire reason why I formed this darn adventuring party in the first place.
What about doing heroic deeds and making the world a better place?
I'll leave that for people who actually care. Panicked sobs echoed through the damp air of the cell. Nah, the golden retriever in the room. Cole glanced toward the corner where the young knight was curled up in an anxious ball and pulling out her own hair feverishly.
Mother will be furious, getting arrested mere hours after stepping out of the cathedral. I truly am the worst.
Her words were interrupted by painful, ragged gasps for air as she attempted to steady herself. The young knight's entire frame trembled as anxiety loomed over her. Hey, it's no big deal. People get arrested all the time.
That's not very comforting, boss.
Did she even hear me? Gee, she's really out of it.
Of course not. She's having a panic attack.
Sid rushed over to place a comforting arm over the panicking knight. She barely even noticed him as she continued wheezing for breath.
Hey, everything's gonna be all right. Just focus on breathing. Nice and easy there.
Telling someone to take deep breaths of dank jail air isn't exactly comforting either. She's crying even harder now. I can't deal with crying people. Oh, he's gonna do a thing. I think I saw this on Twitter. Cole took a step back and raised his arms. Suddenly, gentle wisps of light sparkled from his fingertips. Oh shit. Prestidigitation. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The dark stone room suddenly filled with a pleasant spring breeze, tinged with the sweet scent of lemon tea. Fresh, cool air caressed their fur with a leisurely rhythm as the damp smell of the prison disappeared completely.
Whoa, what kind of spell was that? That disgusting jail smell is all gone.
Cole shrugged and tried not to appear overly proud. It's just a nifty spell for minor parlor tricks. Ignite or snuff out candles, create minor sensory illusions, clean soil objects, blah, blah, blah. I usually use it to cheat during card games, but it's pretty useful for other stuff too. Cole crouched down next to the knight and gently rubbed circles on her back. There. Deep breaths, girl. I know the dungeon is a depressing place, and it's not the end of the world. Wes has tried to arrest me like 27 times already, and I've gotten out every time. Cheer up, we're all gonna be fine. Took a few more minutes of quiet sniffling and gentle words, but the young knight's breathing eventually returned to normal. She sniffled and wiped her tearful eyes with a shaky arm. Oh.
Thank you, kind sir. Sorry for my lack of composure. And apologies for indirectly destroying your wagon earlier. If I had been more vigilant...
Now you're just being too honest. See, what you should have done is put all the blame on that shitty cat who stole your stuff and then flex your status as a knight. He might have even avoided getting arrested.
But that would be lying! Or at the very least, dishonorable. I undoubtedly share some of the responsibility.
Not lying, finessing the truth. You should try it sometime. Saves you a lot of pain in life. Both the knight and Sid stared at him doubtfully.
Boss, I gotta say, all your advice is kinda iffy.
My words are full of wisdom from years of experience, thank you very much. You'll understand when you're older. He turned toward the young knight with a grin. By the way, my name's Cole, and this is my lackey, Sid. It's a pleasure sharing a jail cell with you. The young knight scrambled to stand up and bowed deeply.
It's an honor to meet you as well, Sir Cole and Sir Sid. My name is Artemy Joanna Gautier, a fledgling knight of the church.
Sid's jaws nearly dropped to the floor.
Oh, wait a sec, you're Artemy Gautier? The creator's chosen?
This poor dude's gonna have an aneurysm at this point. All these fucking coincidences happening in his life all in the same day. First he gets to be an adventurer, then he meets the son of Meryl, Bonebreaker, his idol, then he meets the Chosen while in jail. Like, this dude's gonna have a fucking heart attack. I'm worried for him. Also, it's a little fucking convenient, ain't it?
That is correct. Though I am unsure if I am worthy of such a title.
Dude, you don't actually believe in all this Chosen One church nonsense, do you?
It's all true, though. All the bards sing about how the creator has chosen heroes throughout history to save the world from horrible stuff. I can't believe it. It's an honor to meet you, ma'am. This is amazing.
Artemy flushed and scratched her head bashfully.
Thank you for the kind words, Sir Sid. You're quite the flatterer.
What's so great about that? The fact that you're here just means something world-shakingly terrible is gonna happen within our lifetime. Now you're telling me this sobbing baby is supposed to save us from it? Oh, goddamn, Cole. Artemy flinched and hung her head low in shame.
Boss, we really need to work on your sense of tact.
No, Sir Cole is correct. I'm not exactly a model example of a knight, much less of the creator's chosen. Today has been one big disaster.
So what's your old deal? Did that little shit screw you over your delivery job too?
That is somewhat true. I was tasked with my first mission today on behalf of the church. I was to deliver this beautiful obsidian crown encrusted with 4 gorgeous rubies to His Highness at the royal palace. But
that little thief stole the crown. Artemy grimaced and sniffled again.
I have shamed myself this day. The church will be most displeased. I doubt His Highness will be much happier. My first mission outside the church district, and I botched it immediately!
Cole snapped his fingers impatiently. Don't go crying on me again! Stay focused! So little shit stole a priceless jeweled crown from the royal family. I'd imagine they'd be pretty grateful if we managed to recover it. And they're certainly rich enough to reward us generously.
I suppose so. They are the rulers of Axia, after all. I've never had the opportunity to interact with the royal family before, especially now that the prince is the only surviving member.
Excellent. Then it's decided. Sid and I are going to help you recover your missing crown.
Huh? We are?
Our delivery job is ruined anyhow. Kill me, please! As proper responsible adventurers, we might as well help out this poor lost knight with her task. Out of the kindness of our hearts, of course. This might be a good chance to recover those arcane crystals that kid stole, too. Gotta keep my little adventuring party from sullying Papa's reputation.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, here we go! Yeah!
Finally, a good and proper adventuring mission! I've been waiting for something like this all day!
Sid's enthusiasm faltered slightly as he gave it some thought.
But, boss, how are we supposed to catch the thief kid? He ran away hours ago.
Before that little shit wrecked our wagon, he mentioned selling his goods to someone called Clyde. Luckily for us, I think I know exactly who he's talking about. As the son of Meryl Bonebreaker, you get to know a lot of shady people. Cole turned to Artemy with a grin. We're gonna get your crown back by the end of today, Missy. I guarantee it.
Thank you so much for your guidance, Sir Cole. I am sincerely in your debt. To think that people outside the church district would be so kind.
Not to rain on your parade or anything, but we're still all in a jail cell. Fuck, we're all still stuck in jail. I I don't we're gonna get much done as long as we're stuck in here.
Not for long, we aren't. Cole sauntered up to the cell door and abruptly stuck his hand inside his loincloth.
But boss, what are you doing? Right in front of a lady?
Sir Cole, this is highly inappropriate.
Cole sent them both a withering glare as he rummaged through his loincloth and pulled out a small lockpick. Well, y'all relax. Wes gave me a thorough pat-down before throwing us in here. I had to hide my goods somewhere.
You stuffed a lockpick in your loincloth?
I've got pockets everywhere in this little thing. One advantage of wearing basically nothing is the fact that the City Watch can't pat me down without feeling a little awkward. Pretty sure Wes had fun feeling me up, though.
Sir Cole, your methods are quite questionable.
Cole winked as he stuck his lockpick into the keyhole and began tinkering away. As long as it works. Clank. Thumble, thumble, tink. Cole grimaced and retracted his lockpick. Well, this throws a pickle into my plans.
What appears to be the issue?
Wes might have upgraded to a more complex and expensive lock. I can't make heads or tails of this thing.
Does that mean we can't get out of here?
Cole sighed and stuffed his lockpick into the pocket of his waistband. Not necessarily. As I like to say, you can't force your way out. As I like to say, you can't force your way out. People your way out. Got a little backup plan. Cole took a step back, peering around the cold cell walls thoughtfully. He turned towards his two companions with a grin. I'm gonna lure Wes into the cell. After he unlocks the door, I'll need Sid to knock him out.
You want me to attack the sheriff?
That's quite illegal!
Listen, this is what being an adventurer is all about. We wreck and destroy stuff wherever we go and somehow leave the place better than it was. What do you think is worse? Assaulting one measly sheriff or the fact that Wes inconveniences me whenever we meet?
Assaulting the sheriff, Sir Cole! Sir Sid, you can't possibly comply with this.
Figured the church knight would be all goody two-shoes about this. Don't you want to recover that crown of yours? We don't have time to wait for the City Watch to sort themselves out. If we wait too long, the trail to our thief will go cold.
Well, when you put it that way.
And Sid, do you want to impress Meryl when you first meet him? Or tell him that you're acting like a big, spineless sissy?
Of course not! I'm a capable adventurer who does what needs to be done. I just gotta hit the sheriff on the back of the head, right? I'll do it.
Sir Sid, you mustn't be so easily swayed.
Too late for take-backs. Let's set this plan into motion. Oh, shit. That is cool. Fucking fire. Minor illusion. Cole snapped his fingers with a spark of magic. Oh, Christ. Fire immediately erupted from every corner of the jail cell, lighting the dark room with a brilliant orange glow. Towers of flames flickered lazily in the cold air along with sparks of bright ember.
Sir Cole, have you gone mad?
Quick, grab some water!
Oh, relax, will you? None of this fire is real. It's an illusion magic. It's basically the only kind of magic I know how to do.
Huh?
Sid cautiously crouched near a fire and gingerly waved a hand near the flame. No heat, just the constant chill of the stone prison air. Sid chuckled and stuck his entire hand in the fire while wiggling his fingers with glee. The air shimmered with a wispy fog of illusion magic as the false flames danced around his fingertips.
Whoa, these some neat tricks, boss.
This is quite an impressive display of illusionary spellcasting.
Not quite. Still needs a few finishing touches to be convincing. Oh, he's doing another thing. Ah! Prestidigitation! More sparks erupted from Cole's fingertips. Suddenly, the cold jail scene was filled with a thick scent of smoke. The heavy scent slowly flowed from their cell and down the stone corridor of the prison. That should get their attention. Now I just need y'all to make a ruckus. How good you're acting. Sid and Artemy paused before exchanging blank stares. Fine. Let me show you amateurs how it's done. Don't put me on the spot like this. I can't. Footsteps echoed through the stone walls as Wes made a mad dash toward their jail cell.
What in the blazes is going on in here? I leave for one moment and the place smells like it's burning down. Holy shit!
Wes's jaws dropped at the towering wall of fire that erupted within the cell. Cole shook the bars of his cell desperately, his face a twist of panic and fear. Wes, please help! Let us out!
What happened?
How should I know? We were just chilling here and suddenly the place lit up! Did you set this up?
What? Of course I didn't! I'm a good law-abiding sheriff!
Right, and I'm sure all my arrests were legitimate! I knew you had it out for me, I didn't know you hated me that much!
You were a little shit, but I don't want you dead! Hold on, I'll get the door!
Wes thumbled through the key ring of his pocket and frantically jammed it in the cell door. There, hurry up and... Oof! Ooh. Sid awkwardly stood over Wes with a raised fist as he dropped to the floor like a sack of potatoes. Artemy glanced over his shoulder with an equally mortified expression. Cole just casually stepped over over the unconscious sheriff and dusted himself off. Aw, he does care.
This feels bad, right?
Take the key. If you take the key, you can make a fucking mold of it so you can better address the lockpicking issue in the future. Why am I thinking like this?
I could feel the creator judging us in shame.
Oh, snap-a-doo. This is so cool, I love animations. Cole scowled at them as he snapped his fingers, dismissing his illusory flames. Don't sympathize with this guy. He's been falsely arresting me for years.
Didn't you admit to those public indecency charges, though?
Cole waved his hand dismissively as he dragged Sid out of the cell. Details. Come on, let's hurry up and get out of here. Night, lady, you coming or what?
One moment, please.
Artemy gently carried the sheriff's prone body to a nearby corner, propping him upright in a more comfortable position.
There. Much better. Sleeping with such uncomfortable posture is bad for one's health.
I think a cramped neck is going to be the least of his worries when he wakes up.
I hope he takes small comfort in this anyhow. And it's mostly to ease my own conscience.
I hate working with goody two-shoes.
Aww. Oh, there they go. Where are we now? Rotten Red's Alley? Ooh. The shady district, it seems. After sneaking out of the City Watch prison, Cole led his two new companions across the city to Rotten Red's Alley. A seedy and lawless area, Rotten Red's Alley was rife with shady individuals and underground activities. Needless to say, Meryl took his son here for frequent visits on the weekends.
I beg your pardon. You're saying your father takes you to this unlawful quarter of the city for fun? That's so utterly irresponsible.
It's a pretty good time. One of my favorite gay bars is a few blocks from here. Things are pretty rowdy on No Pants Fridays.
No pants? What kind of bars are you going to, boss?
The gay ones. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? More importantly, Clyde's little business is around here too.
Exactly what kind of business does this Clyde character conduct?
He's really fun. Clyde is an old buddy of mine. He runs an underground fighting ring that Papa frequents whenever he gets the urge to kick the shit out of someone. I get kind of bored with Papa Drags Me out here, though, so I usually hang and chill with Clyde in his office. Among other things. Anyway, Clyde's an active seller in this city's black market, too. People go to his ring to gamble on fights and check out his wares. Little street urchin thief was probably planning to pawn that crown or stolen arcane crystals to Clyde for some quick money. Cole led the group toward the worn building in the corner of the alley. There was a thick wooden door with a small closed slot near the top, likely used to observe visitors. Some splatterings of orange and black paint marked the entrance like the stripes of a tiger. Muffled yells and thundering crashes echoed from within the building.
Boss? Are you sure this is a good idea? This place is kinda creeping me out.
Yeah, you're right. You can't just stroll into Clyde's den for a pleasant chit-chat. Probably won't let us in for no reason. The ring is either fighters or people betting on fights. And we don't have any money for bets or black market browsing either. We're gonna need a plan. Artemis suddenly walked past them and cheerfully knocked on the thick wooden doors.
Greetings! Is Sir Clyde available? I'm looking for the whereabouts of a missing crown. Fucking...
Sid and Cole frantically dragged her off to the side and around a corner. Are you insane? You can't just go announcing yourself like that!
I don't understand. Are we not approaching your friend Clyde in search of the crown?
Cole groaned and rubbed his temples impatiently. Yeah, but not like this. Some subterfuge is in order.
You mean lying? That is most dishonorable, Sir Cole.
Okay, listen here, little knight. I may be real friendly with Clyde, but he's still a businessman in Rotten Red's alley. It's every man for himself out here. He's not just going to hand over a jeweled crown worth thousands of gold just because we asked nicely. That's not how this world works. There was suddenly a clunk at the door as the wooden slot slid open. A pair of sharp, predatory eyes peered around the alley suspiciously.
Hello? I swore I heard someone.
Cole groaned and buried his face in his hands. It's now or never. Thinking quickly, he grabbed his two companions and dragged them into view of the door. Hey, buddy, how's it going? The eyes of the door slot blinked in surprise before snapping closed. The door suddenly swung open to reveal a tall, grinning tiger. Oh my. There he is.
Well, if it isn't my little coleslaw. How you doing, buddy?
Well, let's look at this guy. He's also got the loincloth. Pretty cool tiger man. Cool. Cole yelped as the large feline grabbed him in a headlock and roughly tousled his hair. Hey, let me go! You're messing up my hair.
Oh, you know you love it. Your hair is always a mess anyway.
It's handsomely disheveled. It's a secret to my charm. Yeah! Clyde let the small hyena go and gave his ass a firm smack as he retreated.
I see your daddy ain't here this time, little coleslaw. As much as I love hanging out with you, I've got a business to run. If you're not here to fight or check out my wares, I'm afraid I can't let you in, buddy.
Of course I'm here for business, Clyde. They've introduced to my new adventuring party. This is Sid and Artemis, my new lackeys.
Greetings, Sir Clyde. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Clyde looked taken aback as Artemis bowed deeply.
Now I know something ain't right. What's a polite lass like you doing with someone like my little coleslaw?
Please stop calling me that. Clyde suddenly twirled Cole around and gave his butt cheek another firm smack.
No, what's the matter, buddy? Am I embarrassing you in front of your new friends?
No, I'm more afraid you're gonna scare them off. I'm always happy to hang out with you, but like I said before, today's a business day. Sid's face flushed pink as he stared at the two glowing handprints on Cole's barely concealed ass.
Wow. You're really friendly with Boss.
No need to feel jealous, big guy. I know for a fact that old coleslaw likes being shared.
What do you mean by that?
Cole cleared his throat loudly. Anyway, that's a holdover from Repeat. I'm taking my two lackeys to your fighting ring to test their mettle against your fighters. Gotta make sure they can kick ass before I take them onto real missions. So, what do you say? Mind we come in and brawl for a few rounds?
Oh,
Intrigued, Clyde glanced up and down at Sid and Artemis.
these two? Well, my ring's always happy to welcome fresh meat. This'll really get the audience riled up and their bets rolling. Are you sure they're ready to meet my contenders, though? We don't pull our punches around here.
Sid glanced between the two companions while shuffling nervously.
Worry not, friend. Whatever the challenge, I am ready to face it head on. I swear upon my honor as a knight.
My. You may be a bunch of greenhorns, but you got guts. I dig it. Well, have you made up your minds, then follow me into my little underground fight ring.
Clyde beckoned the three of them inside the Warren building with a wink. Cole grumbled and followed him inside while doing his best to ignore his stinging butt cheeks. I really need to stop being such a tease when I'm around other folks.
You know you'll love it. I know you said today's a business before pleasure kind of day, but are you sure I can't convince you to join me in my office for a bit? I'm sure your friends can take care of themselves for a little while.
We'll see. As the two of them disappeared inside, Sid nudged Artemy and whispered with a red face.
That was weird, right? The way those two acted with each other?
Artemy blinked blankly.
I'm afraid I do not have much experience with social interactions. Was that not how close male friends conduct familiarity amongst themselves?
I don't have any friends either, but I'm pretty sure they don't casually smack each other's asses.
Sid shook his head furiously. Why in the world is he feeling so flustered? Yeah, I wonder why.
You know what? Never mind. Let's hurry up and go inside.
Dun da da dun da dun da dun dun da da dun da da dun da dun da dun. To be continued. Oh man, I gotta say these updates are like meaty. There's a lot of meat to them. A lot of meat. Whole lot of meat. Oh, I saw this on Twitter. Support and donate. Fucking Christ. Fucking hell, man. Author's note. Hello, I am Shirokoi. That's not how he sounds at all. His voice is way cuter. Hello, I'm Shirokoi, artist and writer for this visual novel. Thank you for playing Temptation's Ballad. I hope you liked it so far. If you're feeling generous and would like to help me create more updates for this visual novel, please feel free to support me on Patreon. It really helps me out as an artist/writer and allows me to continue creating content for this visual novel for free. Patreon supporters also receive new updates a month in advance. Click here at my Patreon. My social medias include Twitter and Fraffinity. If you're interested in my other works, try out my other gay visual novel, furry visual novel, Repeat. Thanks again for playing. Dun 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 dun. Nice. Well, there you go. That is the 1.1.2 update for Temptation's Ballad. I know patrons already have access to 1.1.3, but not only am I not able to afford to be a patron myself, but as I've said before at least, I've said that plenty of times, but that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say is that the creators of these visual novels really appreciate it if you don't play your Patreon builds on YouTube before they're made publicly available. That way you don't de-incentivize people from actually supporting the creators, and also you're not cheating the creators out of money they've already been earning anyway. Also, it's kind of a shitty thing to do in general, so if you want to go ahead and play the updated version of this game that is already available, 1.1.3, go ahead and go to the Patreon link in the description, or I think it's the Itch.io link. But whatever, it also has the Patreon link on the Itch.io page. Either way, go support Shirokoi, check out Repeat and this visual novel. I hope you enjoyed it. Heck of an update. This whole thing is supposed to be like, yeah, it's a little far-fetched, but it's not trying to take itself too seriously, at least at this point. Because, like, yeah, how big had that wagon had to be for all of that shit to go on in it? But also, yeah, it's just, oh, man. I enjoy it. It's lighthearted and fun, and I hope you're enjoying it too. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Whatever. Fuck. I've been the Trained Unprofessional, and you're not. Stay safe, everyone.